Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So today is Sunday and this vlog has been a long time coming, and I mentioned last week that I was going to look at the latest So Today magazine, and I'm going to do that as part of this vlog. But if you remember ages ago now, I think it was probably about 6 weeks ago, I mentioned that I'd bought some new patterns, so I thought I would combine the two to go through some of the new patterns that I have bought from the late summer sales, and also show you the latest So Today magazine and have a little chat to you about what patterns I'm loving and not loving right now. So to start with, let's go through what I've been buying. So I've got a little pile here and I thought you might like to see. So yeah, every so often in the UK we get pattern sales, and I took advantage of one a few weeks ago now where I think it was McCall's was about 40% off or something, and Simplicity was, and whatnot. And obviously they're never as cheap as what you guys over in the States can get patterns, but you know, we have to make do with what we have here in the UK. So I did buy quite a number of things, and most of these patterns actually are very, very summery, which obviously we're heading into autumn now. In fact, it's feeling really autumnal here in Yorkshire today, and but you know, that's not stopped me buying a few more that I can stock up my pattern stash with. So the first one I'm going to show you is Burda 6415, which is this one here. I'm going to put a little picture in just to show you in a little bit more detail, but as you can see, this is a pattern for a simple jersey top, and it looks like it's got a bit of a sort of kimono sleeve, back wing sleeve I guess you could call it. There's two styles. You can have the plain one, or you can have the ruched sides and ruched arms as well. And I quite like the seaming detail here, so that it means that you can do a bit of colour blocking or pattern hacking or whatever. And I thought that was quite nice. So yeah, I've got tons and tons of jerseys in my stash, as you all know, so I thought this would be a nice one to make up for autumn and winter. So yeah, I'm actually thinking about hacking a plain top bit with a patterned bottom bit, if that makes sense. God, I'm not talking very well today, am I? But you know what I mean. So that's my first one. The second one that I got is this one, Burda 6318. So this is it here for a fabulous little jumpsuit, and I actually really like the cuffed hem on the legs. I think that's really quite cute, and obviously it's not the weather for this kind of outfit now, but this is actually really simple design. As you can see, you've got a long jumpsuit that looks really straightforward and a little short romper as well, and yeah, I really like it. I think it's nice for summer, and I have actually cut this out already and started making it up. I had actually done this a few weeks ago, and I've got so far with it, and then I've put it to one side to do other things, as I usually do, because I get sidetracked. And but yeah, I do want to get that finished, but I don't know if I'm going to get it finished before the winter now. But yeah, really like that. I just think for a simple jumpsuit, it's quite straightforward. So the only thing I don't like about it is it's got side seam pockets. If I can just get that to focus. It's got side seam pockets, and you know, if you're a little bit hippie like I am, then side seam pockets do you no favours whatsoever. Okay, so moving on to Simplicity. I have bought the Gertie pattern, which is S8882, which is this one here for this blouse. I really love this. I think if you're curvy like me, this is just such a gorgeous shape, and yeah, really, really happy to have that one in my stash. Again, I don't think it's probably something I'm going to make now. I think it's probably something that I'll wait till spring now, because I think it's just getting too autumnal. But yeah, I think that'll be really nice next year to wear with shorts. Yeah, love that one. I also got this one, which is Simplicity 8789. So that's this one here. So this is actually a bodysuit with variations of the top. And yeah, so you've got different, you can either have like sleeveless there with a wrap over front. You can have these sort of gathered sleeves into a cuff. Again, I think that's just a gathered sleeve, wrap over front, and then obviously just a fluted sleeve as well. Really like that. I think that's really nice actually, and I've never made a bodysuit before because they tend to scare me because I'm so long in the torso and I'll have to lengthen it and get the length right, etc. So but yeah, like that one. And yeah, I guess I could wear this in winter, but I don't think it's on my plans as things stand right now. But yeah, really pleased I've got that one. I also got this one, which is Simplicity S8890, which is this one here, and I bought this pattern because I absolutely love this jacket. I think it's fabulous. Yeah, again, I was hoping that I would have got this, I wanted to get this done in August, but there was just no chance with the amount of work that I was doing. But yeah, I picked up some fabric from Fabworks a while ago, so I'm probably going to do this one as a bit of a sew along, I think, because I think that'll be quite good to do. But yeah, really love that, but I think it's probably going to be next spring before I get around to doing this one now. You've also got this dress here as well that's it's sort of gathered into the back here with straps across the back. If I just show you the, where are we? If I get it the right way around, there we go. You can see, if it just focuses a little bit better, that's what it looks like at the back. There we go. I think that would make quite a good night dress actually. But yeah, I really bought it for the jacket, so really pleased I've got that one. Moving on to McCall's, I got 3 McCall's patterns. The first one is M7952, which is this dress pattern here. I really like this. I think it's so pretty, and I like the fact that it doesn't show you on the front, but if you look at the line drawings at the back, it's got this gorgeous little crossover detail at the back with buttons all the way up the back skirt, and I think that's just so nice. Quite unusual and quite different. So again, it's not the time of year to be making this, but probably next spring for next summer that will be definitely on my sewing table. I also got McCall's M7898. Now this isn't a pattern from this year, this is a Nicole Miller pattern, and I think it was out last year or the year before. And yeah, I really like this dress, although the only thing I don't like is the exposed shoulders. But I think it would be easy enough to hack it so that you could close those shoulders up. But I just think it's really nice. There's so much detail to this though, and I think it's one of those patterns that I'm really going to have to sit and concentrate on. Again, I'll just show you the line drawings on the back there so you can have a look. It's not particularly something that I'm going to be sewing over winter, but I think for next spring, for a special occasion, I think that will be really, really pretty. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I finally got hold of that one. And then finally I've got McCall's M7964. As I mentioned in my last vlog, I'm actually making a 2-piece bikini for my daughter. I haven't started it yet, but I have printed the pattern out, so it's a start. And yeah, I am making the Vanats by Friday Pattern Company. And yeah, I'm quite interested in actually making some swimwear for myself, and I saw this pattern and I really liked it. So yeah, this is M7964. Now I actually like the swimsuit, although I think it's a little bit low cut, so bad. I think you could easily put some power mesh in there just to you know, make sure that nothing sort of falls out. And I really like this kimono as well, or beach cover-up, whatever you want to call it. I'm not particularly keen on the halter neck version, but I think that's really pretty as well, and I think for a summer holiday next year that will be really lovely. So I'm quite keen to have a go at this one, I think, next year. So yeah, thought I'd get that while that was on offer as well. And moving on to Vogue, I've got a couple of Vogue patterns from their, I think it's their early summer collection. And the first one I've got to show you is a Zandra Rhodes pattern. I've never had a Zandra Rhodes pattern before. which is V1617, which is this jumpsuit, and I love the relaxed feel of this jumpsuit. It's this kimono sleeve with like a tie around the waist and wide leg pants. Really love it. I think it's super. If I just show you the line drawings on the back there, so you can see it's got a slight crossover at the front. Again, this is not something I'm going to be making this time of year now, but again, I think it's great to have it in my stash while there was money off, and yeah, love that one too. Next up, I've got Vogue V1625, which is a Tracy Reese pattern. Again, I've never made a Tracy Reese pattern before, and this, I really liked this. This is a really pretty dress. So this is it here. Now it's got a waistband. You can't really see it, but I'll show you the line drawings in a second. A waistband with sort of gathering just into the waistband there, and obviously straps that go over the back. It's got a bit of a what do they call it? Oh my word, did you know, whenever I start these vlogs, and I can always remember what things are called and then my mind goes blank. You know, the sort of drapey neckline, I can't even remember what it's called. If I can remember, I'll put it along the bottom, but it has a drapey neckline just at the front there. And then the skirt is pretty much, well, it's not straight, I think it's more like a, I don't know if it's cut on the bias, I haven't quite worked that out. And it's got a little flounce at the bottom with obviously a split, and then at the back you've got the tie back with ties that tie around the waist. So if I show you the back with the line drawings, you can see that. Again, I think this is really pretty, and I think for a summer dress it will be absolutely beautiful. You know, you're going to need sort of drapey fabrics for this. I'm not sure, you could probably get away with a cotton lawn, I think, but I think that's just gorgeous. So yeah, really pleased about that one. And I found a really lovely pattern actually. Cowl neckline, I've just remembered now. Yes, it's not a drapey neckline, it's a cowl neckline. Anyway, yes, I am on a pattern exchange group on Facebook, and I saw this one which I really liked. Quite often, most of the time, it's just people trying to de-stash the patterns that they get free with the magazines, so there's tons and tons of that kind of thing, but occasionally you get somebody who's just de-stashing you know, some really good vintagey type patterns, and I found this one which is a style pattern 2118. I'm not sure when it's from, probably early 80s I would think, but I really like this, and it's actually for both the top, and these are actually culottes, not a skirt. So yeah, it's got the cowl back and the wide leg short culottes, which I just think are really pretty. Now when the patterns come, I think it only cost me a couple of quid to be fair, so it was really reasonable. The shorts do have an elastic waistband front and back, which I'm not that keen on, and I'm hoping that when I do get around to making these, probably next year now, I can try and change the front to a flat front. I don't mind having elastic in the back, but I'd really rather have a flat front, so I'll have to play around with that pattern I think to be able to do that. And then the final one that I bought was the Experimental Space Rosalie dress, and it was purely based on seeing the lovely Sarah from Like So Amazing. If I can find the picture, I'll put it in here so you can have a look, but she made this dress, and I'd seen the pattern been released, but it didn't really grab me, to be honest, till I saw Sarah's version, and I just thought it was really lovely, so I went ahead and bought the pattern. And it's not very often I buy indie patterns in the flesh, so to speak. I generally get them on PDF, but look how gorgeous this packaging is. And yeah, I know we pay more, don't we, for packaging, but this is just so pretty. But yeah, it's really, I mean, it's a fairly straightforward, simple-ish dress, I guess, but I just love that little notch out of the back. I'm sure I've probably got something in my stash that I could have just adapted, but I thought that was really nice. So yeah, I bought that too. Okay, so let's move on to So Today magazine. So this is it here. Now, if you are in the UK, you can become a member of So Direct, which I think they're sort of the main distributor for all of the big commercial pattern companies now. So they sell Burda, Simplicity, McCall's, Vogue, Butterick, Quick Sew. Have I missed anybody? I can't remember. can't remember. But anyway, yeah, so they have all the pattern ranges from all those brands, and if you join in the UK it costs you I think about £8 a quarter, and for that you get 40% off all patterns all the time, and so it's quite a good deal really. Obviously not as good as what you get in the States, but it's still quite a good deal, and every quarter you also get their magazine. Now the list price on the front of this is £5.75, and I'll be honest with you, I've never seen this magazine in the shops, and I would not pay £5.75 for it, because I just think, yeah, it's just not worth it, because there aren't really any articles in here. It's, well, not really. It's more about the patterns, and what they tend to show is a selection of the patterns from the latest releases. And what I like about it is that if you're shopping online, and even if you go into a shop and you're looking at patterns on the pattern envelope, it's not always easy to really sort of see the details of the pattern. So what I like about this magazine is because it's obviously everything is close up, you know, everything is laid out really nicely. You get a really good view of all the patterns that are on the you know, the images that are on the actual patterns, but in a magazine format. So it does help you to sort of look a little bit more about what the details are of each pattern, and some things that you'd sometimes just dismiss, you know, actually look quite nice. So what I've picked out in this magazine is 2 or 3 patterns that I thought I would show you. And now the first one is this one, which is a Vogue pattern, and it's a Rachel Comey one. So the actual pattern that I like is this skirt here. So this is a gauge skirt with this notched waistband, and it's a high-waisted skirt, and I think that is just so gorgeous. Really elegant, really classy, and I've never made a gauge skirt before, but I think that looks really nice with boots for winter. So that pattern is, I've just got to have a look and find it. Right, yeah, so the gauge skirt, the Rachel Comey skirt, has a raised waistline and side front slits, but you could easily obviously stitch those up if you don't want that, I guess. And it's pattern number V1646. So yeah, that's it there, and I just think that is so lovely. And if I'd have seen that just on the pattern actually, you know, on a website, I probably would have just passed it by, but I think that's definitely one that I'm going to get. What else do I like? Let me just pick out another couple to show you that I am quite interested in. S8949, and it's just a simple top. So this is it here, and yeah, again, this is another one that I would have just passed by if I'd have just seen the pattern envelope here. But what I like about it is, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's got a seam line running across there with gathering into it and this v-neck, and I just think that's quite different. I haven't seen anything else quite like it myself, and I don't have anything in my stash that is exactly like that. So yeah, I think that's really, really pretty. So that's another one that I'm definitely going to get. There's other options as well with that. It's got, oh, it has button fastening at the back as well. I don't know if that's all the way down the back or whether it's just one button at the top. I'd have to look at the website, I guess. But yeah, you can, there's different sleeves on it as well, and different lengths. It says suitable for lightweight woven fabrics. So yeah, you've got different sleeves. You can have just like the straight sleeve, or you can have gathered sleeves. I'm not sure how well that's going to come up there, but if I can find the pattern, I will put a picture of it in so you can have a look in a bit more detail. So yeah, I really love that one too. The next one I liked is this Simplicity one as well. So this is S8956, and the main one I love on this are those trousers. I think they are just gorgeous. Again, you've got like a notched waistband, it's got pockets, a tie belt, and it looks like a straight leg rather than a wide leg. But I just think they're absolutely beautiful. So what is it? Yeah, it says it's straight leg pants with side seam pockets. I'm not sure if I got those, whether I would put side seam pockets in, because they just wouldn't do anything for me. Pleats at the front, waistband, tie and length options. It's also got a skirt with it as well, so that's the pattern there. Again, if I can find it, I will put it in up here so you can have a look. So there's skirt options as well, so you get quite a good deal for your money there. Moving on through here, looking at McCall's, this is one that I really like. Now this one is M7969, which is a loose fitting pull-on dress. Okay, so this is it here. Now I actually really like this, and just while we're talking about loose pull-on dresses, I wanted to mention the new Indigo pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. Now when I saw that release, I will be totally honest with you, I just sort of thought a bit, another sort of simplish pattern that is oversized, isn't going to suit many people. It's just my opinion, I'm sorry. I know it's got exposed frill seams or whatever, but I didn't particularly like that look, because I thought you'd have to be really accurate to make that look nice. I don't know, I just, yeah, to be honest, I thought it looks like a young girl's dress, and I don't mean a girl in their early 20s, I mean a sort of preteen dress. So yeah, I'll be honest, it's the Indigo does not do anything for me, but that's just my own personal opinion. However, when I saw that, I really like this, and it is actually quite similar to the Indigo, but what I like about it is I just think it's got a bit more detail and a bit more interest to it. I like the V-neck. I also like these sleeves. They look like they're sort of slanted with a little bit gathering in, and I just love that whole aesthetic, really. How they've styled it I think is quite good, and it looks a bit more grown up, which obviously a woman in my 40s, I want something to look a bit more grown up. So actually this is, you know, I do think it's similar to the Indigo. It will be cheaper, and it's just got, I just think it's a nicer aesthetic, if I'm honest. But you know, it's each to their own, isn't it? And that's what's so great about sewing, because you know, we all like different things. This one on the other page as well is M7970, and again, I quite like that dress. I think I'm still loving the ruffle detail, but I think obviously with the long sleeves means you can wear this in winter with tights and boots, so I think that one is quite a nice one too. I think McCall's are doing some really nice patterns at the minute. This one is M7971. This one reminds me of the By Hand London Anna dress. I do have that one, and I made that very early on in my sewing career. But I really like the neckline on this. I like the little frill sleeve, and basically what it tells you about this one is it's a lined fitted bodice, fluted sleeve, seamed skirt with front split, suitable for crepes, cotton blends, challis and stable knits. So there you go, you can actually make that out of your jerseys as well. So again, if I can find the patterns, I will sort of put them up in the corner for you. But yeah, really like that one too. And yeah, I think out of this magazine they were my main picks. Just having a quick flick through to see if there's any more. No, that's about it. So yeah, so I do like this magazine because it really helps you to sort of see patterns in better detail than you can when you just look at them on a website on your computer screen. So other patterns that I am really loving right now, have you heard of French poetry patterns? Now I'm not sure if they're a fairly new company or whether they've been out a while, but they've just sort of getting a bit more exposure in the sewing community. But I stumbled across them and I don't quite know how, and yeah, I really like their patterns. They've got a few out at the minute, not too many, but the one that I really liked was the Etoile dress. I'll put a picture of it just up here, and I will leave a link to them down below so you can go and have a look. Now I've actually bought this, and because I just really like this dress. It reminds me very much of dresses that I wore back in the 90s, but I do think, you know, you can obviously bring them up today. I love the little tie details on the sleeves. I like the button front and the sort of fit and flare style of the dress. And again, I think this is something that you could wear in autumn and spring and summer, but also into winter with tights and boots, which is what I plan to do. So I have bought this dress. Now, although they're a French pattern company, don't be put off by worrying if they do their patterns in English, because they do send you English versions. So the pattern can be in English or French, and also the instructions as well. I haven't obviously made it up yet, I've just bought the pattern, so I can't obviously vouch for what the instructions are like or anything, but obviously when I get round to making that, then I'll probably do a little review on it for you. The other dress that I really like of French poetry is the loon dress. Again, I'll put that up here, and I was torn between the two of which one I wanted to buy actually. But what I was thinking was the time of year, which one am I most likely to make up and wear in winter, and that's why I bought the étoile. But the loon dress is a maxi dress with a v-neck front and v-back, and it looks like it's got these lovely little ties on the sleeves, or bows, I'm not quite sure. Long, obviously, skirt. It's just gorgeous. I love the v-back on it as well, so I do think that probably next year I will get that one. What else? The Papercut Patterns have just released the Rubix collection. Now, those of you that have followed me for a while will know that I do love Papercut Patterns. Their patterns tend to fit me really well, and yeah, I have always liked their style. I just think they do some really different things, which is really nice. And yeah, there's a number of their patterns that I've made before. And yeah, their latest collection is quite lush actually, so I am just going to have to put my computer on so that I can tell you a little bit more about them. Now, when I first saw this collection, it was released only a few days ago, I think, and initially I just thought, oh, I'm not quite sure actually if there's anything that really stands out to me. And I think it's one of those collections that, you know, you really want to sort of have a look at, a proper look at. And this time they have released 12 patterns altogether. I think it's 12. No, it's not 12. They haven't released 12 patterns. So the Rubix collection consists of 6 patterns. You've got a jacket. I'm going to put some pictures in so you can see. You've got the stacker jacket, the twist pants, the nexus blouse, the array top or dress, the axis dress or skirt, and the sequence blouse and dress. Now, the ones that really stand out to me are the axis dress and skirt. I absolutely love this pattern. It looks like there are so many different options for how you can wear this dress. And the other one that I really like is the sequence blouse and dress. Again, this is a tie detail blouse, but I really like that as well. And yeah, the array top and dress, which is a more sort of blousey sleeved dress with a tie around the waist, I really like that too. So I think that probably when Papercut Patterns do have a discount code off, I might be getting 1 or 2 of those at some point. So let me know what you think to that. I'm not keen on the jacket, I'll be honest. I don't think that wouldn't do. It's not my kind of thing at all. The twist pants, again, these have like a seam that sort of starts at the side seam and then comes down to the front, so it's like a twisted leg. Again, I'm not sure that that style is for me. But what they've done with this new collection as well is that they've changed their sizing. Papercut Patterns always used to do XXS to XXL sizing, and now they've followed very similar to what Tilly and the Buttons do. They've numbered it 1 through to 8, 9, something like that. So I'm not sure how those numbers will relate, but yeah, on first glance there's a couple of those patterns that I think are really quite nice. So go have a look at it if you haven't already. And then finally I have succumbed and bought the Wilder gown from Friday Pattern Company, and I've bought it through Fabric Godmother because she has 15% off all her patterns at the minute, and she does a lot of these patterns on PDF as well as the physical patterns. So even if you're not in the UK, you can, you know, download the PDF version and get 15% off. So go check her out. I will leave a link to it down below. But yeah, I have got the Wilder gown. I've been toying with it for quite some time, and I know when it came out I said that I didn't think that that style would do anything for me, but since then I've seen quite a few people that have made this dress that had that same opinion, and it looks amazing on them. So yeah, I've bought that. My camera stopped filming then, so I'm not sure where we were up to, but yes, I was just talking about the True Bias Calvin wrap dress. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with Kelly from True Bias at the minute, releasing that kind of pattern when we're going into autumn winter, because I think obviously she's in the States. But anyway, yeah, I really liked that dress as soon as I saw it, and she had I think 20% off or 15% off for the first week of release. So yeah, I bought that pattern, and I can see that in a gorgeous black linen. But again, it's one that I am not going to be making this time of year because I'm not going to wear it till next summer. So anyway, so yeah, so that's really it, I think. If you haven't already, please check out, oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but her channel is called Inside the Hem, and it's Lindsay, that's it. Her name is Lindsay, and she's American, and she vlogs over at Inside the Hem. And Lindsay being American, obviously they get their pattern releases from all the commercial pattern companies a lot sooner than we do in the UK, and every time a new range comes out from one of the commercial pattern companies, because that tends to be generally what she sews, she does a really good review of all the new releases basically, and she goes through every single one and what her thoughts are on them, and she goes into really good detail about the style lines, the aesthetic, and what she thinks to it, and whether she thinks that, you know, it's something that she would wear, or who it would suit, that kind of thing, or whether it would be easy to sew, or, you know, those kinds of things. She goes into a lot of detail, so if you haven't yet checked her out, then go and have a look at her channel. I think she's just done one recently of Butterick's new collection, which obviously we haven't got in the UK yet, but it's really good. So yeah, they're quite lengthy vlogs, so you do need to set some time aside to go and have a look, but yeah, go check that out. So that's it really for me today. Yeah, I just wanted to call in with you guys and talk to you about some of the patterns that I've got and the patterns that I'm loving at the moment. And yeah, I've had a really nice day today, getting on with some sewing. I've had a really hectic week at work, and yeah, it's been nice to have a day where I've been able to sew. I haven't even told you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Stevie dress, the Tilly the Button Stevie, that I made earlier on this year today. So it was really nice and sunny this morning, and now it's not. It's dull and cloudy, but hopefully it's going to be nice tomorrow. So yeah, I'm getting on. I'm trying to do the selfless sewing at the minute. I've made a lovely project bag today for my lovely sister-in-law whose birthday is tomorrow. So yeah, that's been nice to get that done. And I've also managed to get the kimono done for my daughter, which is the Simplicity pattern. I can't remember the number, but I'll put a picture of it here. So that's also done as well. And the first toile of the Simplicity Cynthia Rowley top, is it a Simplicity pattern or is it a New Look pattern? I can't remember, but whatever it is, I'll put that here as well. And if you remember, I said that I'd got that sort of cream jacquard fabric that I was going to toile that, and I have done that, and that's more or less done. It just needs hemming. So I've had quite a nice day today, so that's been good to get back behind my sewing machine. So yeah, so I'm probably going to do a pattern review of the kimono actually. I know it's probably a bit late in the season, but unless you're watching from Australia, New Zealand, when you're just heading into spring now, aren't you, I think. So so yeah, it's a really nice pattern actually, a really good staple, so I thought it'd be nice to do a bit of a review on that, so I'll probably do that next. So look out for that. If you haven't already, then please subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and I will hopefully speak to you all again really soon. Take care guys, bye.